So today I'm going to work on how SOAP and REST works and how they both are related, okay, and how they both are different. Many more things we'll cover. Today I'll start with SOAP versus REST. What is the difference and how they both are same. Okay, so these all are the questions, these all are the topics for today. And the very first topic, SOAP versus REST. As one of the differences is, yesterday I do talk about this, how they both are different and how they both are same. Okay, so firstly, SOAP is my protocol, REST is my architecture. This is the theoretical portion which I am covering right now. SOAP works with XML. We already told you yesterday how it works, and REST works with XML and JSON. Okay, how XML works, how JSON works, we already covered. SOAP is identified with WSDL and REST is identified with WADL or URLs. This thing I already told you how SOAP I can identify if it is SOAP or if it is REST from my browser or from my end user's perspective. Right, so these three are the differences, or there are many more differences, but as a layman terms you can easily identify these differences. Okay, or on high level we'll work. You'll surely get to know when we'll implement SOAP and REST in our SOAPUI tool. Okay, and how they both are same. See, at the end, what we are trying to do with SOAP and REST, we are actually trying to send the request and get back the response. Right, so both of the SOAP and REST is going to work in the request and response format only. Okay, and both contain some tags. Which set of tags? If you remember, I did tell you XML is going to work with tags, and how JSON works. JSON is also related to XML, but instead of tags there are key value pairs. Okay, so the things which I am saying I've already discussed. We covered it yesterday. Okay, go through the video if you don't know. And the next topic is how XML based SOAP. As I told you, XML works with only SOAP, okay, not only SOAP and REST, but the case is SOAP works with XML only. Okay, and if I'm saying SOAP works with XML or SOAP works with in the format of request and response, then what does it mean? SOAP is as a complete is not only a single part, it consists of request and response. Okay, so this is the format in which I'm going to send the request and I'm going to get back the response. Okay, so if I'm saying if it is XML only, if it is XML with SOAP, because SOAP works with XML only, then surely tags will be there. Tags will also be there, right? And which kind of tags? Today I'll show you the exact example of tags. If you see here, SOAP request, how SOAP request actually looks. This is one of the example, and this is my actual SOAP request which I'm going to send. Okay, see here what it consists of: SOAP header, SOAP body, username, password. But which of the tags are pre-decided and that tag should come? We must know that thing. What do you think? Out of this complete request, see, you can't predict right now if it is request or if it is response. It is just one of the SOAP. It is one of the SOAP request or response. But how you can say it is XML format? Because XML consists of tags. Which tags? Start tag, and it looks like start tag, and here data comes and the end tag. Okay, and this is the complete format of XML only, right? So which is the end tag, which is the start tag? If you select this one, which one is the start tag? And what is the tag name? It's username only. This is the type of data which I'm sending here. Okay? And this is the data. Priya Nischal is the data which is present inside the tags. Okay, and the same case for this also, password and password tag starts and password tag ends. And if you are working with XML, then surely start tag and the end tag must be same, only with a forward slash. Understand? So these two things, it's very simple to understand. So what is the purpose of this credentials tag? This credential tags comes with, it's the parent tag for username and password. Okay, and the same case for SOAP envelope body. Okay, let's discuss about SOAP envelope header and body. If you remember, yesterday I explained one thing. On my day 1, where is that one? Okay, let us open the presentation. This is the presentation for day 1. And over here, see, this is the overview of how SOAP protocol actually looks. It consists of envelope, and in envelope in return is actually consists of SOAP header and SOAP body, and these all comes in the format of XML, which means tags will be there. See, SOAP envelope starts and SOAP envelope ends over here. And within SOAP envelope tag, we have SOAP body tag which starts and which ends. Right? And here this is the empty tag for SOAP header. So this is the complete overview of the SOAP request or response. Okay, and from this overview I can say SOAP consists of SOAP envelope, and SOAP envelope consists of SOAP header and SOAP body, and which in return consists of what? XML tags only, because SOAP works with XML only. Okay, and what about SOAP response? If I show you SOAP response, it's over here. This is one of the response which this is the actual response and request which I am showing you, which I copied from SOAPUI tool. Okay, and see here, it is the parent tag SOAP envelope, SOAP body tag which comes inside the SOAP envelope, and within SOAP envelope these 4 are the tags: login user, the session ID. What is the purpose of each and every tag we'll discuss, but right now this is just to show you how SOAP actually looks. Okay, SOAP as my protocol, how it looks. Okay, and the things which are coming inside this complete tag till this is what? This is related to the URL or the WSDL. We'll discuss about WSDL. Okay, this is the location from where my response is coming. Okay, including the version of XML. Where is the version? It is the location XML. It's the complete thing. All the things from where I'm going to get this response. Okay, is this how SOAP looks? See, I don't know if you are from the testing background or not, but right now this is for the person who is very new to testing. Okay, and even you are from the testing background, you must know these things, how SOAP looks, which all the tags will be there inside the SOAP. Okay, and how parent tags I can decide what will be the child tags. Understand? So this is for the SOAP request and response. What is the request and response? Request is something which, okay, see here, see on this slide, request is something which user will send from the browser as an end user, and response is something which I'll get back from the server. Okay, so these are the basic things which I have already covered, so that's why I'm not discussing what is request, what is response. So you must watch the day 1 video. Okay, now the next thing is JSON Based Rest. The last slide is for XML based REST. Now what about JSON based REST? Okay, can you tell me how REST works? REST works with XML or JSON? XML actually works with both. Okay, it's a REST works with both. REST works with JSON as well as XML, or I can say XML works with both. XML can even work with SOAP and XML can even work with JSON. Okay, but what is the purpose of JSON? How JSON actually looks, how it is different and how it is same from XML. These all things I've already covered. And if you see here, request, okay, not this one, REST request. See here, this is the complete REST request, which is actually corresponding to the request which I show you for the SOAP. It's SOAP request. Okay, if I copy this content. Okay, so this is for the REST request, and here I'll say this is for the SOAP request. Okay, see here the difference. Only at the if I look into these 4 lines, I can say that this is based on JSON only. The same thing, if I look into these only this one single line, I can say this is the XML only. How? Because XML works with tags and it consists of tags, start tag, end tags, and both the tags names are same, right? And the same thing for JSON. If I say that it is JSON, how I can say? Because this is the syntax of writing the JSON. Okay, and how I can write in JSON format? Here I'll mention the key and okay, just a minute. Yes, it's a key and value. It's a key value pair in which JSON works. Is this a key value pair? Yes. Username is the key. Priya Nischal is the value corresponding to that username. Understand? So this is my JSON, and how I can say it is request and response. Again I'll say you're not able to predict right now which one is request, which one is response. This is just to tell you it is JSON and it is REST. Okay, REST don't need any of the parent tags, like it consists of for the SOAP, it consists of SOAP envelope, which actually consists of SOAP body and SOAP header. JSON doesn't consist of all that part. It just consists of key value pairs. See, this is my key 1 and the value 1, right? And for the second one, if I want to add one more key value pair, I'll say it is key 2 and a value 2. Understand? So 2 key value pairs are there, and same thing for that also. Okay, and the same thing for the response. Now if I want to say this is my response. Understand? So how I can say this is my response? But we can't predict right now. But how I can say this is my JSON? Because it consists of key value pairs. And if you compare this complete request with this response which you are getting over here, compare this both. This is my REST response and this is my SOAP response. Understand? So this is coming from SOAP. How I can say? Because it consists of SOAP envelope, it consists of SOAP body, and how I can say this is my SOAP only. One more reason to say it is SOAP only, and it consists of tags because it is XML and tag based response are a complete part of my SOAP if it is request or response. Okay. Okay, now can you please tell me, any one of you, from where this key value pair is coming? This key value pair is directly related to this one. Any one of you, can you please tell me? Login status is success, it is giving me. Okay, or for this, just a minute. this is my JSON request and this is my SOAP request. How I can say they both are same? Any one of you? Did you find anything similar between both?
Yeah, because both are sending the login credentials, right?
This username and password both are same.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the extra thing, see within SOAP, all these till this are my things which I don't need, and after this also. So the credentials which are in between the credentials tag, the username and password, only these two things I don't need, right? And for the JSON, I am just passing these two things. I don't need to pass the version. I don't need to pass the its complete URL from where it is coming. Okay. So this is for the request, and for the response also. See, this is giving me login status as success, but for this, it is giving me 4 different values, 4 different parameters, 4 different tags, right? So, see, but do I need the session ID, role, and the login status? Yes, I do need. So for the rest, I'm not going to get these all in the same at the same place, but I'll get it some other location. Okay, you will understand that when we'll implement it. Okay, so this is to explain how SOAP REST and SOAP response looks. Okay, now the next topic is about WSDL, WADL, and URL. What is the purpose of these all? From where these all are coming? Let's discuss about this. Okay. So if I want to show you about this, just a minute. As I explained you yesterday about the browser and the server, say this is my browser, this is my server, and where end user will sit, server is the one from where I'm going to get back the response. Just a minute. Okay. So from here to here, some data I'll send or some request I'll send. This is what? The request. And from server to browser, I'll get back the response. Right? And in which language the request and response must be sent, I'll decide on the basis of many things. Okay, just a minute, let me, actually all these things we have already covered yesterday. Done. So here my request will be present, and on the basis of SOAP and REST, I'll decide if it is SOAP, in which language I'm going to send this request. If it is SOAP, in which language I'm going to send this request, I'll convert it into which language, and if it is REST, I'll convert it in which language? Any one of you? I've already explained. If it is SOAP, then it's XML only, right? And if it is REST, it's maybe JSON or maybe XML. But JSON is more used, okay? This thing I discussed today. But what about WADL? It is over here. Okay, so how it is related and how it is coming and from where it is coming. See, how I can say if it is SOAP, how I can say if it is REST? It actually decided by this WSDL, WADL or URLs. Okay, so from the browser as an end user, I'll send WSDL or WADL or URL. Understand? And if, now listen, if from the end user side WSDL is sent, then it is SOAP only. If WADL is sent, it is REST only. And if URL is sent, it is REST only. Understand what I said? Now see the hierarchy. We started with request and we get back the response. But for request only, many things are working behind the scenes. Right? If it is request or if it is response, doesn't matter. If it is message from any site, from the browser or from the server, then it must be sent in some particular language, in JSON or XML. If it is SOAP, then it is XML only. If it is REST, it is JSON or XML only. And how I can decide it is SOAP or REST? It is itself user decide. If user sends the WSDL, then it is then it is SOAP, and if it is user sends WADL or URL, it is REST only. Okay, I'll explain it one more time. See, now I'll not move from this side to this side because we were working like this, but now I'll discuss from the actual flow. Now listen, from the browser or from the end user side, user will send WSDL or WADL or URL. If it is WSDL, then it is SOAP. If it is WADL or URL, it is REST. Okay? It is REST and it is SOAP. And if it is SOAP, then I'll use language as XML only. And if it is REST, then I'll use JSON as my or XML as my language. Okay, then I'll enclose my complete request in the specific language and then send that message to the server. The same flow will be followed over here from the server to the browser side. Okay, it's clear? What is the rule of SOAP? Actually, these are things, 80% of the things I've already covered yesterday. But I think some of you are new today, so that's why I'm discussing it again. Okay, I hope it's clear. Let's come back to the slide here. Now see, WSDL and WADL are what? WSDL is what? It is acronym for Web Services Description Language. It is a complete document to describe all the services. It is a tag-based document which contains all the services under your web service. Okay, and it is used to describe SOAP protocol. Understand? So this all thing I am discussing from last 5 to 10 minutes. Web services description language, it describes SOAP, and it is based on, if it is going to send, then it consists of some few tags. Today I'll also show you how WSDL looks. Okay, what is WADL? WADL is again one of the file, one of the document. Okay, and it's acronym for Web Application Description Language. It is used to describe REST architecture. It is like a tag-based document which contains all the services under any web API. Okay, and what is the meaning of URL? It's Uniform Source Locator. It is a kind of link, consists of many protocols itself, HTTP, HTTPS, SMTP, FTP. Okay, so it is used to describe REST. It consists of resources, methods, requests, many more things are there under URL. Okay, and each URL is one single service under any web API. What is the meaning of that? Okay, let's discuss about that thing right now. If I say this is my WADL, this is what? This is my WADL. Okay, and within WADL, many URLs will be there. Okay, many URLs will be there inside your WADL. URL 1, URL 2, URL 3, 4, and many more. Okay, so what I can say for that, I can say that WADL consists of many URLs, URL1, URL2, and actually each URL means one of the service. As can you see, it is a tag based consist of all the services. Okay, so under WADL, or I can say under any of the document, if it is WSDL or WADL, it consists of many URLs, which means many services. Understand? So this is the complete things, the jargons in a complete detail, which I am going to use. Okay? Now the next topic for today is, what is the role of server? Server is what? Server is something from where I am going to get back the response. Am I right? Server is something from where I'm going to get back the response. And from the browser side, I'll send the request. Right? So it is only way to get back the response. Okay, can you please tell me, any one of you, if I don't have server, then what will be the scenario? Can you please tell me? Any one of you?
So we are written error written code.
No. If we don't have server, we'll not get anything. Yes, the code means what? Like if it is 404, this code, but not an error. Yes. Okay, so this is the message which I am getting, 404 server not found. Okay, but I'll not get any response, error or the failure. Okay, can you compare this complete scenario with the, just a minute, see here. This is the request and the response which I'm getting. Okay, what if I don't have, if my server is not there? Will I get this login status as success, or I'll get, just a minute, or I'll get login status as failure? These are the three scenarios which I'll show you, or the message which you said, error message. This is for if I don't have server. These are the four possibilities. What do you think if my server is not there? If it is not working, then which message I'll get? Do I get this success, or do I get this failure, or do I get this 404? Srini, what I'll get?
Yeah, the server is not there, I think we'll get 404.
Right. Because this failure means something else. I'm not able to log in. Okay, but how I'll get this failure? How I'll get this I'm not able to log in? Only if my server is there and it is responding me that your credentials are not right. Understand? So this error message means server is actually not okay, and this is the reason that server must be there. If I don't have server, I'll not get any response, but I'll get the error message. Now the next thing is, what all the servers which I'm going to use in my, okay, can you please tell me, any one of you, as I'm discussing from day one, it's the API I'm going to use, right? API is something which looks like, just a minute, here. API is something where GUI works, right? So I don't need the API, and the APIs are not available as the GUIs are there. If you open any of the website, you can open that website, you can enter the your values, your terms, your conditions, and you'll get back the response, right? You can even test GUI very easily. But what about API? You can't test API in the same manner as GUI you can test. Okay? So for API, you do need a specific API. For my case, I'm going to work with my retail application. Just a minute. API is something which I do need right now. Okay, and API which I'm going to use is retail application, which will be deployed. Listen what I'm saying. Which will be deployed on my server as my local host. So this is the reason to tell you why server is important. Okay, so I'll deploy my complete this application on the server, and then I'll test that API. Understand? So this API is something which I do need, and which API I'm going to use? It's retail API. Can I use any other API? We can use, but the thing is, API must be available, but APIs are not available for REST. Okay, one thing. The second thing is, for my retail application, about which I'll discuss right now, it's something with the database as well. Okay, so I'll tell you how to insert values, how to add values within the database also from the SOAPUI. Understand? From the SOAPUI only. Okay, so that's why I'm going to use my retail API, and yes, this is completely deployed, and you can, if you are working on any of your project on the web services and web API, you are going to test this is going to work in the same flow. Understand? So I'll work on my retail application, which I'll deploy on my local host, and the server I'll use as two servers. I'll use Xampp or the Tomcat. Okay, so these both servers I'll use. Okay, now so this is the how to install the servers. So these are the servers: Xampp, Apache Tomcat. Okay, and for Apache Tomcat you need Java as JRE path. Apache Tomcat is going to ask you when we'll install it. Okay, so the very specific version for the Xampp is this one, and the Apache is this one. You can download these all versions. Okay, or I'll share the links for the how to download these versions. Apache Tomcat, specifically this version, and the Xampp. The new version of Xampp will not support SOAP. Okay, so this is good if you download these only versions. Okay, after downloading these XML, okay, let's discuss about XML first. After downloading the XML, you need to install it. You can directly install it. It will ask you for the path. Just select next, agree the conditions. There will no such different things which you will get. Okay, install it first. So this is the very first thing which you need to install. Secondly, install JDK 1.8. Okay, you can directly download it, or I'll share the link to download. I'll share the path, or if you say I can share this complete software with you, JDK 1.8. And the third, you do need to install this Apache Tomcat. See, Apache Tomcat. These are the two servers which I'm going to use, and these both are the servers by the Apache. These both are the products by the Apache only. Okay, so the three things which I'm discussing, it's about Xampp, it's about JDK, and it's about Apache Tomcat. Okay, and you do need to download the Xampp, and after downloading the Xampp, you'll get this folder, C Xampp. Under C, where the path which you select, it will be there. That complete folder you could see. Okay, open this and you will see Xampp control here. Okay, just click on to that. You'll get this complete services which are actually available under Xampp. Okay, so many more things are there. Okay, Apache, MySQL. Apache is what? It is the server name. MySQL is what? Database. As I'm saying, my complete retail application comes with database, and I can do updations within that. The rest things we don't need. And what about this Tomcat? This Tomcat is something which you will get, listen, which you will get before downloading the Apache Tomcat. But you will get this icon to start, to stop. So many of my clients to said that do we need to install Tomcat Apache separately if we are getting it under XAMPP control panel only? Yes, we do need. You can start it from here, but the functionality you will get, the complete functionality you will get only after installing the Apache Tomcat. Understand? So these three services I do need. So this is the very first thing, XAMPP. Now for Apache, then download, then install the JDK, then Apache. You get the complete folder like this. Can you see? So this is the application, and if you open the bin, there is application to start and to stop. So these two softwares which you do need as a server. Understand? And now after downloading the XAMPP or the Apache Tomcat, you do need to start the servers which you do need, or you do need to start the database also. You are going to work with the MySQL. Okay, and this one. This is to installation is done. You will try to install. If you get any problem, I do have separate videos for the installation part only. I'll share that videos with you. Okay, for the download, how to download and how to install these three. Now, how to test if your servers are running or not. How you can test? See, right now all the servers, both the servers, Apache and Tomcat database, all are down because any one of server and Tomcat both are not working. Right, because this we are not even getting, we are getting here option as start. Start means it is not started already. Okay, so to check if it is working or not, go to the browser and write localhost in the address bar, enter. If you get the okay, here I am getting what I am getting. I am getting at unable to connect. What does it means? My localhost is not working, and localhost comes from the Apache XAMPP. Okay, so one thing, for the XAMPP I'll use Apache as my server name, and for the Tomcat I'll use Apache Tomcat, I'll use Tomcat. Okay, and now can you see when I started, when I just click onto this button, I'll get PIDs, process IDs on which it is running, and the port which is assigned to that server. Okay, and now write localhost in the address bar, enter. If you get the screen like this, it means your XAMPP is running fine. Understand? This is for XAMPP. And now open the control panel, and now if you want to start Tomcat, now how you can see if it is running or not Tomcat? Tomcat is for what? Apache Tomcat. Okay, within the new tab write localhost 8080, which will be assigned by default to the Tomcat. Okay, and what you will get unable to connect, I think. Yes, because your Tomcat is not started till the time. Okay, so if you want to start it, just click on to this button, start, select yes, and it is started. Can you see? PID, this one is assigned, port, these three ports are assigned. Okay, and now if you write localhost 8080, enter. If you get the screen like this, it means your server is running fine for the Apache Tomcat. Understand? So this is the way to test your servers. Okay, I'll tell you how to test the Database, we'll work on to that after some days. Okay, on day 7 or 8, we'll work on database. Okay, now the next topic for today is deploy retail application. Okay, we are ready with the servers. Our server appeared. Both of the servers are running. Right, okay. Now before deploying the application on the servers, I want you to reply me first. Which two servers I do install? I want the answer. Yes?
Xampp and the Apache Tomcat.
Yes. And one more thing. Xampp is for which SOAP or REST? Did I discuss this thing? No, I didn't discuss. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Yes, Xampp is something which is going to work with SOAP only, and Apache Tomcat is something which is going to work with REST only. So how I can say SOAP is related to Xampp or REST is related to Tomcat? Who is going to decide this thing? We can't decide as a tester. I can't decide as an end user. I can't decide. This is something. Okay, can you hear me? So what I was saying, it's about the SOAP. Okay. So this is something which is decided by the designer, the developer, who actually developed the application and where it wants to deploy. So SOAP as my application is deployed on Xampp, and REST as my application is deployed on Apache Tomcat. Okay? Understand? Now I'll tell you how to deploy. So this is two servers we installed. We test, we check if it is running, if it is working or not. Okay? Now how to deploy REST? Where is that application? That complete application is there. Just a minute. Can you see these two folders? These two folders are for the two different applications. Same application but working on different protocol or architecture. Okay, so this retail folder is the application for SOAP, and this retail app REST is the application for the REST only. Understand? So just copy this folder for retail. Copy, and where do I need to deploy? As this is the retail folder under C, Xampp. SOAP is something which works with the Xampp only for my case. Okay, go to the htdocs folder, go to this path, C, Xampp, or the directory where your Xampp is present. Go to the htdocs folder and paste the folder over here. Can you see this retail? So now my retail application is deployed on the server. Understand? How I can test if it is working or not? Go to the browser. Okay, can you please tell me how I can test my Xampp is working or not? Because SOAP is something which is related to Xampp. Because this is SOAP. How I can test my Apache? Xampp means Apache. How I can test Apache if it is working or not? How I can test?
Yep, you can go to the local host and
yes, localhost, fine. Just a minute, I think I did something wrong. Just a minute. Yes, by mistake I removed this retail folder. Okay, so now retail folder is there under htdocs of my installation directory of Xampp, and I was saying how we can test. And one of you was saying write localhost. Okay, write localhost. Done. If yes, localhost enter. This is for Apache. Right? Is this clear? If I get the screen like this, it means my Xampp or Apache is working fine. Now how I can test? if my retail application which I just deployed right now, it is deployed correctly or not. How I can test? Just copy this complete path. In the next tab, write this path and you need to change something. Instead of XAMPP, can you see this? Instead of XAMPP, write retail, and instead of splash.php, write retail.php, enter. Did you see what I changed? Only two things I changed. Now it is retail/retail.php. Is this clear? Last time I was getting it. Just a minute, let me here. I was getting this localhost XAMPP, then splash.php. I just changed from the XAMPP, I changed it to retail, and from the splash I did change it to retail.php. So this is the way how I can check if my application is deployed or not. Understand? This is for SOAP. Now let's work on REST. So this is the retail app REST. This is the complete application for REST. Just copy this folder. And where do I need to paste it? Any one of you, where do I need to deploy this retail app REST? Under Apache Tomcat. Right? Let's go to this path and go to the directory of your Tomcat, the Apache Tomcat, Apache Software Foundations, Tomcat, and under Web Apps. Go to this path. You can note down this path. Go to this path and paste this path over here. Or paste that folder over here at this location. Okay, done. So can you see this? Retail app REST is there. Understand? So how I can check if my retail app REST is working, it is deployed correctly or not? Before this, how I can check my Tomcat Apache is running or not? Any one of you?
I can go to localhost and 8080 support.
Right. Localhost 8080 port. Port number 8080. If I get the screen like this, this is for the Apache Tomcat. But listen what I'm saying. We can't test our retail app REST is working fine or not from my browser this time. Understand? Because see, I can test for SOAP, but I can't test for REST. This is the one of the thing which is there for the. Okay, just a minute. Because now we are going to work with the API, and GUI is something which is present on the API, and for our retail app REST we don't have any GUI. Okay, understand? So this is the way. So I'll tell you how to test if it is working or not. Yes, we'll work on to that on my next session. How to test my retail app REST if it is working fine or not, if it is deployed correctly or not through my SOAPUI as tool. Understand? So which topic is left? Installation. Okay, database will cover after some days. Installing done. Okay. How to build a SOAP project? Deploy is done. WSDL. See here. Last second topic. WSDL within SOAP project. Now, can you please tell me how WSDL is related to SOAP? It is directly related because WSDL is something which user will send. And on the basis of this only we'll decide if it is SOAP or if it is REST. If it is WSDL, then it is SOAP only. Okay? And how to get the WSDL for my retail application? This is for SOAP. As WSDL is related to SOAP only. Can you see this button? View the WSDL for the service. Click on to this. This is the URL which you will get as a WSDL, and this is the complete detail of the services which are available under the web service as retail. Understand? So how I get the WSDL? Here, after the URL question mark, WSDL, enter. Okay, so it consists of many tags. Parent tag, child tags, many more things are there. Right? So this is the only WSDL for my web service as your retail for SOAP. Understand? So this is the way to get the how to get the WSDL. So how to get the WSDL? You just need to write question mark WSDL for that application. Okay. So now the last topic for today is how to build SOAP project. Okay. How to build SOAP project in SOAPUI. How to build? So for that, firstly you do need to download SOAPUI 5.3.0 is the latest version and install it. Okay, it will be open. It will take few minutes, few seconds to open. Okay, so this is the version which I am using, 5.3.0. This is the latest version. This is the hardware. Okay, let me open. See the steps. How to build this. Download and install. Okay. It's download and install SOAPUI. Download and install SOAPUI. Launch the SOAPUI. We covered this yesterday. How to download and install. Launch the SOAPUI. I did it this right now. Okay. And create a new SOAP project. How to create a new SOAP project? Go to File, Create SOAP project. Go to File, New SOAP project. Okay, click on that. After that, what you are getting? Enter the WSDL of SOAP project. Am I getting any option to enter the WSDL? Yes, here it is. Initial WSDL, and from where I can get the WSDL? I can get the WSDL from here. Okay.
I think yes. Sorry, I think the screen is frozen now. Yeah.
Okay, now is it fine or not?
Not yet.